Hey, what's going on guys? Tanmay, and in this video tutorial of JavaScript, we are going to be taking a look at the while loop control statement. So in the previous video, we saw the for loop and we saw a practical program based on for loop. So if you have missed that video, you can check it out in the previous video of this playlist. So with that being said, let's start off with while loop. Now while loop is again similar to for loop because it is an entry controlled looping control statement, which means that the condition is checked first. However, as I mentioned in the previous video of for loop is used when you know the number of iterations. Okay, so when you know specifically how many times you want to perform an activity, you use the for loop. So the while loop is preferred or used when you don't know the number of iterations, but you know that a particular condition is going to be true for a certain number of times. So I'll explain to you in detail, but let's just first see the question number 1 and we'll first type in the code for the while loop. So you can see we have to print 5 odd numbers using while loop. Okay, so this is a very simple question. Let's start off with the syntax. So you type in while, so that's the keyword, opening and closing round brackets, and the body of the while in curly braces. So inside this, unlike for loop, we don't have 3 different parts, we only have one single condition, and until that condition is going to be true, this while loop will execute itself. So now we have to print 5 odd numbers, first 5 odd numbers using while loop, right? So I'm just going to initialize one variable over here. I'm going to say var x, and I'm going to give the value of 1. So 1 is our very first odd number, right? So that's why I gave it 1. And now in the condition, what I'm going to say is x less than equal to 10. Or I can also say x less than 10 because the first 5 numbers are going to be 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9, right? So they are going to be very well under 10. So that's why I gave x less than 10. Now inside the while loop, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to print out the x value. So I'm going to say document.write in the h1 tag. And then I'm just going to append the value of x, close the h1 tag and save this. So what I did over here is I'm just printing out this x value. But now you can notice that if we just try to print this and if we just try to run this much code, our program is going to go into an infinite loop. And the reason is because we are not doing anything to increment the x value. So in for loop, remember we had initialization, then we had the condition, and then we had increment or decrement part also, right? So that was taking care of the incrementation. But here we have to manually do that. So below this, I'm just going to say x is equal to x plus 2. Now the reason why I did x plus 2 is because we want to go from 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7. So the increment is of 2 units, right? Not just 1. You can also write x plus equal to 2 over here. That is also totally fine because it is one and the same thing. And now if I save this and if I refresh our browser, you can see we got the output 13579. So let me just comment this out and you'll understand how it goes in infinite loop. If I refresh this, you can see that it is refreshing forever, and this is basically your program going in infinite loop, and this will crash your program. So nothing will work on the website. So this is another case of infinite loop. So you have to completely stop this, open a new tab, and again you have to run the entire file. And there you go, you get back your original answer. So now coming back to the difference of while loop and for loop. So the program that we did over here can also be done using for loop, right? So where is while loop going to be used? So consider an example where you want to load some data. So you have some data coming in and you don't know the number of lines or number of rows of data that is going to come in. So every time it's going to be different. So in that scenario, you don't know how many times you want to print that data, or you want to store it somewhere, or you want to display it. So in that case, you can use while loop wherein you can give in the condition that till the rows or till the data is coming in, keep on executing or keep on displaying it. Another example can be, let's say a user is inputting some value, and depending upon what he inputs, you want to print something or you want to keep on doing something. So let's say he is inputting an alphabet A, and when he clicks A, you want to do something, but when he clicks X, you want to stop the process. So in the while loop, you can say that when that character that he enters becomes X, only then you stop the process, otherwise you keep on going. So that can be one example. Right now, since we haven't still seen the DOM manipulations wherein we take input from user, I'm not able to give you a very particular example wherein only while loop will work. But as we move ahead in this series, we might see a program wherein only while loop will work, and then you'll understand the difference between for and while. Otherwise, as I mentioned, both of them are entry controlled looping control statements wherein the condition is first checked. So if this x less than 10 was not true, these statements wouldn't have been executed at all. But in exit controlled loop statement, that is the do while loop, which we'll see in the next video, what happens is the loop executes one time for sure, even if the condition is false. So you'll understand that in the next video. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. This was a very short video on while loop. I just wanted to show you the syntax. As we move ahead, we'll take more complex examples. We'll combine all the fundamentals that we've learned and we'll write more programs, so the idea will be more clear. So that's it for this video, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments how this video was. Do share it with your friends, and if you haven't yet subscribed on this channel, make sure you subscribe so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Peace.